Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Indie Book Review, where today I am reviewing She's Not Here by Mandi Lynn. Yay! So let's talk about the plot. The plot, it's a little difficult to kind of talk about. It's one of those plots where you kind of have to read it to really get it, but I'll do my best with it. So this woman, Willow, her father has Alzheimer's, and fairly early on, he ends up dying. It's actually due to a stroke, not the Alzheimer's, but the Alzheimer's is still there, and she's super worried that she's going to get Alzheimer's because it has been known to be hereditary. So she's really worried about this, and is consistently looking up studies of other people who have been trying to study on how to cure Alzheimer's. Anyway, there was this fire at this one person's house, and yeah, the house burns down. The two daughters are in hospital for a bit. Then the mom and dad die. The older girl, Avery, she's actually kind of okay. She's fairly unharmed. The younger one, Sam, she's about 16. She had some smoke inhalation, so she's not doing as well, but she should be fine. Well, Willow, the woman with the father with Alzheimer's, decides that she wants to create this Alzheimer's venom that she was reading about and inject it into Sam. You know, she has no parents, she doesn't really have much of a family anymore, so why not, right? Well, Sam starts getting Alzheimer's. And yeah, it's the vast majority of the book is Sam's slow descent into Alzheimer's and them trying to figure out what's going on. Especially since the doctor that is working on Sam is Willow's husband. So, yeah, it's a fairly simple plot, and the book itself is not very plot driven. It's more character driven, and we'll get to that fairly soon. But it's a very simple plot. It's a very effective plot, but it's simple. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Like, it did not insult me. It's definitely not something that I'm particularly upset about in any shape or form. It's just simple. It's easy. So it's a 4 out of 5. A pretty damn good plot. Character. This book is character driven like hell. Oh my god. Each character has their own voice. Each character has their own personality. Each character has their own everything. There's no way that I could read a sentence or a piece of dialogue and be mistaken as to who was speaking. It's so well done with these characters. The characters are straight up 5 out of 5. Like, you gotta read it to really get it. Research and imagination. In terms of imagination, there's not really a whole lot there, but there's a shit ton of research. Mandi Lynn, like, I've watched a bunch of the videos, so I know the research that she did. I know she did a shit ton of it, and she has personal experience with Alzheimer's, too. I think it runs in her family or something to that effect. I didn't go too deep into her personal experiences with it, but yeah. So I know that she knows what she's talking about with this, and it definitely shows that she knows what she's talking about with this. So, research and imagination, a 5 out of 5. She did very good with that. Writing. This book is very, very well written. And it's very easily written. It's a very easy read. But it's very impactful at the same time. She did an amazing job writing it. And yeah, there are a couple writing mistakes and stuff like that. Like, she released a video recently talking about the mistakes writing. And honestly, I found them more toward the end, and they really weren't that noticeable. They weren't that bad. So, and frankly, it's an independently published book. Like, it looks damn good. It was a damn good read. So yeah, it definitely gets a straight up 5 out of 5 for writing. She did a very, very good job. And now we get to the ending. As per usual, I will put a timestamp down there so you know where to go to avoid spoilers for the ending. And let's begin. So, yeah, Randy eventually figures out what's going on. He doesn't turn his wife in, like an idiot. Or, a man in love, I guess. One could make that argument. um, so, yeah, he doesn't turn her in. He's trying to do what he can to hide what she did while she is trying to figure out a way to fix it. She eventually does find a cure. She injects it into Sam. All the while, Willow really does believe that she is getting Alzheimer's because she's just forgetting things here and there. I don't know if it's more of a self-fulfilling prophecy as to what's going on with her. It's kind of left ambiguous, and which is a really good thing. I actually really, really like that. But yeah, she injects Sam. As Sam starts to get better, so she injects herself, and Willow starts to get very sick. Willow, thinking that it's the Alzheimer's continuing to push forward, injects herself again and dies. At this point, Sam's family, like her grandparents and her sister, are pissed. They are straight up livid, and they get Sam going to a whole other hospital. Like, they've lawyered up all that, and Dr. Ash, Randy, is figured out and is taken to jail. He loses his practice and all that, and he's trying to not have Willow's name dragged through the mud. Like, he definitely doesn't want his practice to be taken away or anything like that. Like, he's definitely upset as to what's going on. He doesn't want Willow's name dragged through the mud. He'd rather his name take the whole thing, and that does not work out. Sam gets put up there. She's like, no, he's never injected me with anything. It was a woman. It was a nurse. And, people put that together. It's like, hey, Willow did that. Everything's in her writing. Everything is all good. Like, everything's there. And that's actually kind of where it ends. It doesn't really so much as end. It just kind of stops. And that kind of bugged me a little. I think if there's just that extra chapter, just for that little bit of a wind down, I probably would have liked it a little bit more. Because it definitely didn't give me the feel that it should have just had a sudden and abrupt stop. I thought it could have given me that nice little wind down. Because it just stops, it doesn't really end, I gotta give the ending a 3 out of 5. And that's frustrating, because the book definitely deserves a better ending than what it got. But at the same time, it didn't ruin the book for me by any shape, way, or form. By no means did it ruin anything for me. It just irked me that it could have had a little bit more to it. So all in all, I'm going to give She's Not Here an 8.5 out of 10. It's a very, very good book. I greatly enjoyed reading it. I almost couldn't put it down. Like, it was a definite enjoyment to read. And fuck is it heartbreaking in places. Like, wow, did it tug at the heartstrings in a lot of spots. Especially how the fire started. Holy fuck. Like, when I found out how that fire started, I almost broke. Like, fuck, that was heartbreaking. That was hard. That was rough. It was a very, very good book. I definitely recommend this one. You should read it. I loved it. I'm repeating myself. I'm gonna go. Have a great day, everybody.